I'm Kevin Frazier, and you are connected with Kobe Bryant. And Kobe, right off the bat, is this the day that I put on my shorts, we go out on the court, and I get you finally?
That day's passed.
No, you're back that far?
Well, I mean, I still got my jumper, so even on one leg, I think I could outshoot you.
You think you can get me?
I think so.
I know it's been like the most asked question in the world, but where are you in your timetable?
I mean, it's probably been the most boring answer in the world is, I'm progressing. But that's truly where I am. I'm getting stronger, and, every day I continue to try to pick it up and go from there.
But what does that mean for Kobe Bryant compared to a normal human being? You're not a regular guy when it comes to rehab.
Well, no, I mean, what I do is I push it pretty hard, and then see where I am, see how I feel, see where the flexibility is in the ankle joint. Can I push it, consistently, every day? If I can, then I scale back and, recuperate and then go at it again in another 3 or 4 days.
How much has this time motivated you to add on a few years to your career because of the people who've doubted, one, that you can come back from this injury, and then the people who have just taken away your ranking? Well,
I've tried to kind of keep it concealed a little bit because I'm limited in what I can do training-wise. So, if I just, allow it to kind of bubble up, I'll drive myself crazy because there's not so much I can do right now to prepare, and getting in shape and running and being on the court and practicing and all sorts of stuff. So, yeah, I'd go crazy if I thought about it. So I try to keep it concealed for a little while longer.
Okay, you're keeping it concealed, but 12 and 25, what are we supposed to make of that? Is that the Lakers finish and where they ranked you, or is it the day you're coming back? Or everybody's trying to figure out what 12-25 means.
Christmas is my favorite holiday. I was always a big Christmas fan growing up.
So should people relax? Should people relax, honestly, the people that are waiting? Should they just relax and say, maybe he comes back on Christmas Day. It's a great day in L.A., You unveil a new shoe, you give a new shoe to everybody, and then you come running out and play.
I mean, maybe. I mean, I like Christmas. Christmas has always been a good holiday. I mean, but yeah, I mean, the city of Los Angeles, obviously, and Laker fans everybody's kind of, waiting to see how I'm going to return, and, a lot of people are speculating that, I'll lose so much. But, I think there's a little bit of nervous anxiousness to see how I'll play when I come back.
How will you play when you come back?
Same as always.
Will you?
Oh, yeah.
How angry were you when you saw that you were the 25th best player in the NBA? I know, deep down inside. Let's talk the deep down inside real Kobe reaction.
Yeah, I laughed.
Did you?
I did. I thought, it was silly.
What do you make of the whole thing of just that you aren't, because people are saying, oh, you were getting that ranking on merit, the 5 rings, which you've done in the past?
Well, I mean, I think how I played last year was pretty damn good. I mean, we had a team that was struggling to try to get into the playoffs, and in the second half of the season, post All-Star break, was some of the best basketball I've ever played in my entire career. So, I think critics sometimes and media folks sometimes get amnesia pretty quickly, and I find it all entertaining.
Will there be certain people in the league that will feel the wrath of this?
Well, yeah, there'll certainly be some collateral damage.
Michael Jordan recently said that he believes that he could beat most guys, but he believes that you're the one guy who could get him. He believes he could beat LeBron one-on-one, but you might be the one guy who gets him. What do you think of that?
I agree. I agree. I mean, one-on-one is, he and I both obviously, enjoyed scoring the ball and, had a knack for playing one-on-one and beating our men and beating our defenders. And, it was different players, LeBron and Magic, and, they're different style players. Michael and I were, really, really skillful at one-on-one play, and as was Jerry West.
He also said you stole some moves from him.
But I also see him steal something from Jerry, too. That pull-up jumper didn't come from nowhere.
Who do you think stole moves from you? Because you said it's a domino effect.
Oh, they all do. They all do, man. You know, from LeBron and Melo and, you know, CP and those guys, man. It's James, you know, Kate, and it's all a domino effect.
Sports Illustrated, you talk about it being the last chapter. Right. Do you think differently about your career now? And if you could go back and you could tell that kid, that young kid with the afro, anything, what would you tell him?
Enjoy it. That's what I'd say. Enjoy it. Enjoy every day, every minute of it. It goes by really quickly. Yeah, enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Did you really pass up on the Jesus Shuttlesworth role?
I did.
Did you really? Why?
I did.
Because you were so focused on working out?
Well, I mean, when I was coming out, you know, I was 17 years old, and, you know, being the first guard to make the jump, you know, there was a lot of speculation on whether or not it was the right decision, and, you know, all this criticism. Mm-hmm. And the last thing I wanted to do was, you know, kind of, you know, not be taken seriously. Mm-hmm. And I felt like for me, you know, taking that movie role, I wouldn't have been the type of person to be viewed as taking the game seriously or improving and working on the skills and things I needed to do.
How did you tell Spike no? How do you look, Spike? You're just like, yo, Spike, I got things to do.
You know, I just told him on the phone, I said, you know, I'm not in a position to do that right now. I really just need to focus on my game and focus on what I have to do. I had a big challenge ahead of myself. You know, this is what I want to do all summer, is just focus on my game.
What about real-life basketball? What should expectations be this year for the Lakers?
Let's always win a championship.
Yeah?
Oh, of course.
You understand that now there's a belief that there's a better team in Los Angeles in some corners of the city.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, it's at the end of the day, it's, you know, everybody's on the equal playing field. The only team that's better than everybody else is the team that wins the championship at the end of the season, because that's the only thing that matters. Everybody else is, you know, in my opinion, are all dog anyway. You don't win it, it's championship or absolutely nothing. So, you know, there's no in between.
Last time we talked, it was the last interview before the injury. You said you could play a few more years. Now, how many years do you think you could play?
Oh, it's still the same. I could play a few more.
What's a few?
A few more. It's the last chapter. I have no idea how long that chapter is going to be.
Jim Buss was recently quoted. Here's what he said. I want to put an end to any speculation that we will allow Kobe to become a free agent. That's not going to happen. Kobe is a top priority for us. He's a Laker legend and always will be. I don't think we're done winning championships with him yet. So are you working on a deal right now?
Oh, I'm sure those discussions will happen, you know, sooner rather than later. And I mean, you know, I was born a Laker, so I look forward to dying one.
Did it make you kind of laugh then when people were like, amnesty Kobe, or he's going to be a free agent, he's going to go? You see all the media reports that, you know, Kobe's out of here, man. This is it. This is the last season.
Yeah, I mean, it's you know, it's just part of the business. You know, it's just you get the pundits and the talking heads, and it has to be, you know, an opposite side of the argument, and you know, there's got to be debate going back and forth, and that's just what we live in.
Do you watch that debate? I mean, you know, I want to be honest. I turn it on. I watch, you know, guys like Stephen A. and other folks say stuff, and I laugh, I chuckle, I enjoy it. Do you watch the debate and kind of chuckle sometimes?
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I don't. I mean, it's a little frustrating sometimes, because I know the history of the game. And I'll sit there and I'll listen, and I'll just be like, who is the research team doing this research and pulling all of this data? I mean, you know, it's pretty funny.
You posted an Instagram picture of your knee with all these needles in it when you were in Germany. What in the world? Please explain to me what you do when you go to Germany.
It's acupuncture. It was acupuncture. Okay. So they do the injection in the knee and inside the joint, which acts like a replacement for cartilage, so that you're not bone on bone. So it alleviates that pain. Right. So after they do the injection, then they do a little bit of the acupuncture around the knee.
And you said it makes you feel like it's bionic, like it's brand new?
Well, yeah, I mean, it makes me feel, you know, maybe 28, 29, as opposed to, you know, 35.
What is 35 like in the NBA?
It's good, you know, it's like, especially now, because you have all the young guys running around, and, you know, I've seen maybe like, what, 4 generations now of players?
Yeah.
Or something like that. You know, the Michael generation, and it was, you know, the KG and Vince Carter generation, the LeBron generation. Now you got the Kyrie Irving guys, and there's about 4 generations I've seen.
Yeah, but now you're the undisputed. I mean, this is your team, your city, your building. Does that make things different when you go out there and you watch this team and you watch the way the players play and everything perform? Do you hold everyone to a different standard now?
Well, yeah, I mean, the standards that you hold them to are all championship level standards. You have to hold them to those levels, to that level. I mean, that's what I've come to expect, and that's what this organization expects, and that's what the city expects. Is they expect banners, you know, nothing less. For me to walk around here than it is in the States.
The rabbit for Kobe. Well, Kobe, everywhere we go, people are crying. Like, literally, girls were crying.
I love Kobe
Let's talk about China for a second. I love the YouTube video, the guy crying. But it is really crazy for you. But you were one of the early adopters of going to China. What did you know that others didn't know?
Well, I just knew that they enjoyed the game. You know, I went over there and did a couple basketball camps, and they were really passionate about it. And you know, I went over without any agenda, just kind of just to see the world and play basketball with some kids, and I just kept going back every summer.
Now they love you, like you are the guy. What's that like, especially for that market? And what does that mean, honestly, for your future? You look at what Michael Jordan has done with his brand, and now we look at your brand.
It's fun for me because you get a chance to really inspire people at a deeper level. You know, you get a chance to explain some of the lessons that, you know, that I've learned through sport, through basketball, things that the game has taught me, and you get a chance to communicate that to an audience that are willing listeners and, you know, want to be great lawyers or, you know, athletes, whatever it may be, and they need to understand and figure out how to get to that point. You know, through the commitment, you know, the selflessness, the hard work, and attention to detail.
But Kobe, there's something else that they've latched onto with you. What is that extra? What's that extra thing?
I think it's just that, you know, it's the determination a lot to, you know, to persevere and to, you know, always believe in yourself, and, you know, even when you have moments when you don't, to kind of battle through that self-doubt. And I think they see that story. They've watched it unfold throughout the years, through the myriad of injuries and playing through those things, and to the criticism, to even now, you know, with the Achilles and with the, you know, critics are saying now. I mean, those are things that, you know, they really latch onto and draw inspiration from how to overcome these obstacles.
I heard you say self-doubt, that you do have. So there are times where you have self-doubt. There are times where you know, you worry about things, but you figure out how to push through it. What is that?
Well, I mean, it excites me. I think that's the difference is that when I have self-doubt, it excites me, because it's like, okay, well, you know, this is a challenge. You know, let's see. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm gonna find out.
If you had to think about, or is there a target in your mind, just tell me, do you have a target date where you feel that you'll be back on the court?
I don't.
No.
I don't. Like a specific date, no. I don't.
How close are you to feeling that feeling? So it's a feeling that tells you.
No, I mean, the feeling to get out there and play is there. I got to try to keep it suppressed as much as possible, because I want to get out there and go. You know, I want to get out there and play, and, you know, I got to make sure it's right.
Tracy McGrady said an interesting thing. He tweeted this. He said, you know, I feel sorry for my boy Jelly Bean when he comes back. He was watching the Lakers, and he said, I feel bad for my boy Jelly Bean when he comes back. A lot of people doubting this Lakers team. What does it make you think when you see a tweet like that?
Well, I mean, I understand where he's coming from, and I appreciate his concern, but I think I'll be okay.
Do you show that kind of thing to your teammates?
No, I think they hear the whispers. They see the rankings, they see where people are expecting us to finish. They feel that, but at the same time, they also know what my expectations are of them, and what we feel we can do.
Are you telling me you can give them the death stare from the bench then still? From the sideline, you can give the death stare?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know when it comes out. It just kind of happens.
Also, can you explain the Vino Club? There's a lot of Vino things, but I want to know about the Vino Club.
I didn't start that thing, man. I can't take credit for that one.
But you said that Floyd Mayweather and Justin Timberlake are members of the Vino Club. What does it take to get into the Vino Club?
I'm not really. You have to ask Justin that, because Justin's the one that's coined it. So
oh, did he?
He did. I mean, I just sent him a message congratulating him on it was the Michael Jackson Vanguard Award.
Yeah.
And said thank you, and he hashtag Vino Club. That's pretty damn cool. So I mean, he started that one. I can't take credit for that.
How did Floyd get in?
Well, because he's a bad boy.
Yeah.
He's the guys who've been able to perform at a high level for year after year after year after year after year. I mean, that's Vino Club material.
Do you feel a special bond with Floyd because of how well he can still do what he does and how well you can still do what you do?
Well, yeah, because it's 17 years for him, and he and I are the only athletes that can really have that conversation and understanding. After 17 years, how do you continue to do what you do and have the determination and the motivation to get up every morning and work after 17 years? It's not a conversation I can have with really anybody else.
I read another great tweet. You were in Italy with your wife, and you said that, it was beautiful. You took a picture and you said, this is how you get a third Bambino.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I must have had a little too much vino in that.
Is there any hope of, do you want to add to the crew?
We're talking about it. We're thinking about it. We'll see. It's just, it's one of those, it's like, it's, when you have kids and, 10 and 7, they're all pretty much, they're both self-sufficient. And, it's like, it kind of becomes a pain to have to break out the baby food again, and,
diapers.
The car seats. The car seats. Car seats, man.
The car seats are tough.
Oh.
And they take up the whole back of your car. You can't
brutal, man. You gotta do the whole latch system. You gotta make sure it doesn't move, and then it's
but
it's a pain.
Let me ask you, how great would it be to impart some of this knowledge to a little boy?
Well, it's no different than imparting it in a little girl. It's fine. It's fine. I mean, look, it'd be great to have a boy, but I'm not like tripping over it, to be honest with you. And like, if it happens, it's great. If it doesn't, it's great too. I mean, I love having little princesses.
Well, you have very different little princesses.
Yeah.
One very tough and very focused, a little bit like you.
Well, one wears emotions on her sleeve. The other one, keeps them close to her chest.
So the regular season has begun. How hard is it going to be for you to watch and not play?
Oh, extremely difficult.
I don't understand how you watch.
It's hard. It's hard. You just try to help, verbally as much as you can. Physically, obviously I can't go out there and do it, but I can help verbally.
I remember you talking about one time about breaking down, how low your shoulder got and how you turning the corner and how technical you were with the game. Can you be that technical with other players? Can you help guys with that kind of stuff? Or is
absolutely.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh yeah. You can make those communications and explain to them certain things, and some get it faster than others. But still in all, you have to continue that communication.
I remember the last game of the season, you guys swept out of the playoffs. You came out on the court, and the fans went crazy. It was like that moment, that game, it all went away, all the bad things, and they kind of gave you something.
Yeah, it was a special moment. It was.
How emotional was it for you?
Very. I mean, it was a different kind of ovation, different than you know, scoring points or winning championships. And, you know, it was more like an ovation of appreciation, and that touched me.
You say it touched you, but did you, at that moment, realize how much this city loved you? Because it seemed more like standing there watching it, I got goosebumps because I felt like this is about telling someone you love and appreciate what they put in.
Right, I mean, that's exactly how I felt. And, you know, I never knew I'd feel that, you know, at that moment. I wasn't expecting it at all. I mean, I was wanting to go out and try to help us win this playoff game, and you know, to get that kind of reaction was very surprising, pleasantly surprising.
You've spent your whole life playing basketball, working on your basketball game. What does Kobe Bryant do once basketball's out of the picture?
Well, I mean, I'll do quite a bit of traveling, do some traveling, get around, see parts of the world, and you know, try to relax as much as possible for about a year and a half, and then figure things out after that.
Last question. A message for the folks out there who may not believe, who still may doubt, who are looking at this purple and gold team and having a little chuckle underneath their breath. What's your message for them?
I ain't worried about nothing. It's that simple.
Is that simple?
I ain't worried about it.
You've been connected with Kobe Bryant. You'll be back soon.
Yes, indeed.